Okay, lesson 3. And enough of the single note stuff, enough of the power chords. Let's get into some open string chords, some acoustic chords, cowboy chords, whatever you want to call them. These are essential. You know, there's 3 basic elements to guitar playing. There are the single note things you need to be able to play. There are the power chord, or hopefully eventually bar chord things you need to play. And there are these open string chords. And I refer to them as open strings because I'm going to be fretting some notes, but as I strum the chord, some of the notes are going to be open. Some of the strings are unfretted, right? We've got open strings down here, all right? The first 2 chords I want to work with, probably 2 of the most essential chords and common chords in a lot of music, the chord G and the chord D. Okay? Alright, you can see on the tablature how these chords are played. But let me just run through it. I've got my second finger at the 3rd fret here on the low string, the 6th string. My first finger comes in at the 2nd fret on the 5th string, and my 3rd finger comes in way over here on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. All the strings in between are going to be played open. I'm going to strum all 6 strings. When we switch over to the D chord, this one's like a little triangle, little arrow. It's fretted on the top 3 strings. I've got my first finger, 2nd fret, 3rd string. 3rd finger comes down on the 3rd fret, 2nd string. 2nd finger comes down on the 2nd fret, 1st string. These are shapes that if you're not already comfortable with them, you will be soon. Okay? You'll be playing these thousands and thousands of times in your guitar playing, and they'll just become totally second nature to you. Okay? When we strum this chord, we're really going to start with the 4th string. We are not going to strum the 5th and 6th string at all if possible. If you hit them in the beginning, it's alright, don't worry about it, but mostly we're going to try to put that pick at the top of the 4th string and just strum down. Okay? Okay, let's play around with the G and the D chord here. Okay? Exercise 1, we're going to strum 4 times, actually we're going to strum 8 times each. 8 G's, 8 D's, and just back and forth. And probably, if this is one of the first times you've ever done this, it's going to be hard for you to change on time. But that's sort of why we're strumming 8 times, is to give you time to change. If you miss the last couple strums, I want you to try to stay in time with that pick hand. Change when you should, even if you have to leave off a couple G's. All right? Here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exercise 2, we're going to strum 4 times each. Okay, let's do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, with exercise 3, we're going to strum once each. Now this is where you really need to be able to move quickly. And I'll show you a little something at the end of this one that'll help you work that out. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. G, D, G, D. Okay, I regularly advise people that when you're trying to work out these chords, I know what happens when you're a beginner. You're trying to play a chord progression using some chords like this, and you're very slow at changing between chords. There's a big long pause. You get one of the chords, you strum away, and then it's time to change, and there's this great big long pause while you reposition your fingers and you put down one finger at a time on that chord, and then finally you're ready to strum it. And then there's a big long pause while you change back and you put down one finger at a time, and then you finally get it. Okay? You got to get rid of the pause. You know that. And this is one of the ways that I advise you to work on that, to get that, is to really just do this exercise 3 over and over and over again. Just one strum each. Okay? G, D, G, D. Just back and forth over and over and over and over again until you get it. Okay? Now, if I were to say a number to you, like you got to do it 400 times, that might be a little daunting. But what if I just say you just got to do it for like 3 minutes? Okay? That's a lot of times in 3 minutes, all right? Maybe 3 minutes today, 3 minutes tomorrow. Within a couple of weeks, if you do this kind of an exercise, you'll have these chords worked out, all right? And as we go on in the weeks ahead and we start adding more chords to it, you want to use that exercise technique with all the chords. I still use that exercise technique to this very day when I'm playing a song and it's got some kind of complicated, maybe jazzy type chords that I'm not real comfortable with. I will take 2 of the chords from the song that are played next to each other, and I'll just go back and forth between those 2 chords over and over and over until I can play them smoothly and quickly. You want to do the same thing. It works, all right? It's a technique that works. All right, that's lesson 3.